What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cornelia back for another episode of Black News, a podcast where we break down current events, hot topics, and local stories involving Black people. Now let's get into it. All right, first things first. Guess who's Bazak? Guess who is Bazak, y'all? Of course it's me. Hey, of course it's me, guys. Y'all, I am so thankful that you guys kept and continued on with the podcast while I was away. Reminder, I was out last week. I went on my 20th Deltaversary trip with my line sisters to Jamaica. So your girl wasn't recording no podcast. I was on vacation. I wasn't going to record from the beach. Had a fantastic time. But while I was out, you guys kept up the support, was killing it, liking and subscribing, rating 5 stars, telling friends, keeping the momentum going. So kudos to all of you. Thank you for continuing on with the support. And look, I ain't even gonna hold you much longer. Let's get right into it. I missed a lot last week, child. Y'all, I missed a lot. And before I even get into that, y'all, I'm trying a new microphone again. Y'all remember a couple months ago I tried the new microphone, it didn't work. Well, the other microphone I was using died. Okay, it passed away, RIP. So now I'm back to trying another microphone. So let me know if the sound's weird, how it comes out, or how it comes across, because I don't know. Okay, I don't know. This is gonna be the first time using it, and shoot, listen, we'll see. Okay, we'll see. Give me the feedback. But as far as what we missed, Mike Tyson knocked somebody out. Well, he whooped somebody's ass on the plane. He was whooping ass. And I ain't do a lot of research into it because it was last week. And I was like, I ain't gonna really hit on it for this week's episode of Black News. But I just saw him standing up in what looked like a window seat. It looked like Coach too, but whatever. It probably wasn't. But I'm just saying. Mike stood up, Iron Mike, turned around and started beating the dog shit out of somebody. And I'm assuming Buddy probably deserved it. Word on the street is that Mike Tyson don't be out here trying to cause no trouble. I know a couple people who've had interactions with Iron Mike recently, and they've said it's been pretty pleasant. He's been kind. He's been courteous. He'll take all the little boxing pictures. You know them boxers be taking pictures and they put the fist, they hold the fist like, the balled up. He be taking all of those. I know some comics who were at that comedy show like last month where a dude pulled a gun out and Mike Tyson kind of embraced him and talked him down or whatever happened. So Mike out here just being a good old guy. So I'm going to assume that somebody did something crazy, because for Mike to punch and be punching you, for Mike Cleophas Tyson, okay, for Mike Jaquandre Trail Tyson to be knocking you out, you may have done something wrong. Hey, I'm just saying. So we missed that. We missed Shaq sticking up for Shawnee on the Pivot podcast. Once again, Channing Crowder, who was the number one culprit a few weeks ago for calling Russell Wilson a square and saying that Future was not in regards to Sierra. Shaq was on that podcast and Channing was saying something to the regard of it take two people in a relationship when things go bad. And Shaq was basically like, nah, Playboy, it was all me. Shawnee was doing everything she needed to do in the relationship. She was cooking, she was cleaning, she was handling the business, she was raising our kids. I was the one being raggedy. It was me, not her. And kudos to Shaq. Because y'all know, a lot of times we see this narrative, and some men, not all men, and some women be doing this too. They allow the narrative to paint other people in a bad light, even though that person didn't do anything wrong. So I'm appreciative that Shaq set the record straight, because this whole time we would assume we knew what happened in that relationship. He a professional basketball player. Shaq was the biggest, literally and figuratively, basketball player out for a long time. So, we assume that Shaq was out here running wild. I mean, it's Shaquille. Okay, it's Shaquille. But for Shaq to be like, nah, I did that. And to go ahead and go on and say he's still taking care of his family. He is still, providing for everybody and being present in his kid's life. And even the other kid, because he got like another baby mama or something. Kudos to Shaq. I'm proud of him for doing that. That was a grown man move, and I'm proud of him. We also missed Meg Thee Stallion doing the interview with Gayle King on CBS. Meg Thee Stallion got shot in the foot by Tory Lanez. Well, was allegedly shot in the foot by Tory Lanez maybe a year or two ago. To this day, they still going to court. The trial has not been resolved. We still don't know what happened. Internet be going back and forth. According to the internet, who knows? The internet said that Tory didn't shoot her. Internet said that he did. Internet said that somebody else in the car shot her. Some people say that her and Tory had a relationship. They was dealing with each other. That there was some jealousy in the car, and Meg got started fighting with one of her homegirls because they was both sleeping with Tory. Tory Lanez said it ain't true. He out here looking like a straight weasel. I don't know what's true, what's false. But it appears that Meg was finally, I won't say fed up, but it seemed like she really wanted to tell her side finally. Because this whole time the internet been saying what the internet is going to say. And she never spoke out. But what seemed to happen is, and this is just looking at random chatter on different sites, I think the interview may have backfired and towards her, because people were like, oh, she lying, why she have to do this interview? It just did. The comments were negative, and I felt like they weren't giving her the benefit of the doubt for finally speaking out. And if she was really shot, being traumatized, that is traumatizing. That is very traumatizing. Gayle also asked that her and Tory have a sexual relationship. She said no, and this is my only advice. The rumor was that her and him were doing a little something. And if they were, girl, just tell the world, hey, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, okay? And maybe they didn't, maybe they did, but I hope that wasn't just a lie for the sake of being a lie. Because at this point, ain't no need to lie. Tell the truth, girl. People gonna find out anyway. But I want the best for Megan. I like Megan Thee Stallion. She seems like a good girl. She recently got her college degree. She finished school. She out here on her own. Her mom passed away. Her dad passed away some years ago. She's just in the world navigating and thriving, but I'm sure she feels really lonely and by herself. So I want us to really rally around her, because it got to be tough. And she's only like 26, 27. She's so young. Okay. She's, y'all remember what we was doing when we was 26, 27? Being raggedy. I can't relate to not living a raggedy life, because I used to be really raggedy. So I'm going to give her some grace. I also did not see the full interview because for some reason I can't find it online. Maybe I gotta be like a CBS Plus Paramount or whatever member, but I ain't buying that. So I've been looking. If y'all got the deets on the full interview and know where I can find it, send your girl the link. We also missed last week, and when I've been saying we, I've been meaning me. DJ Envy and this orgasm conversation. Y'all. So DJ Envy, Hampton graduate, shout out to DJ Envy, a Hampton pirate, anchors up. Him and his wife Gia released a book that they wrote together during the pandemic. They have been on a press run for the last couple of weeks. The book is titled Real Love, Real Life. Real Life, Real Love. Life lessons on joy, pain, and the magic that holds us together. During the press run, they've been talking about different aspects of the book, like you usually do on a book tour, sharing stories about their journey and how they got to where they are right now. In case y'all didn't know, one of the things that almost took their relationship out, DJ Envy, he was cheating on her some years ago. It was a whole ordeal. She found out through the blogs, and they almost divorced. Worked through it, and now they are stronger than ever and still together. But one of the topics that is in the book that keep coming up on the press run is how Gia, 10 years into their relationship, now mind you, they've been together since they were like 15 or 16. So at the time they were like 25, 26. She admitted to him that she was faking orgasms for 10 years. 10 years, y'all. Now, 10 years is a long time, but when you are from age 15, 16 to 25, 26, that isn't very far-fetched. A lot of that, they started having sex and when they were young. She said that he was her first. So, y'all, they ain't gonna know what they doing. I don't know what he was up to before they started getting together, but you don't know what you're doing. But it was a lot of people, and I say people, men and women, who were upset that they talked about this. A lot of people were saying that she shouldn't have admitted this. They should have kept this between them two. She trying to embarrass him and pay back for him cheating on him, and he just got to take it. Y'all, how about when couples say something, we stop blaming one of the people in the relationship and start accepting the fact that these are grown adults who have a say in their own lives. So let's stop thinking that someone is the victim and putting all of the ownership and any negativity on that person. Why would we go around saying that Gia, I forget how to pronounce it, is to blame and she shouldn't let information like this be out when he was writing the dang book with her? Y'all don't really think that man, a grown man in his 40s, could say, you know what, I don't want this in the book. And you don't think he had the space to say that? Y'all don't think he had the space to be like, I don't want nobody to know this. Stop assuming that every time something come out, it's always the woman's fault. She should have protected that secret. Why would she say something like this? Probably because he told her to put it in the dang book. Also know one thing. A lot of you brothers better be quiet. There's some DJ envies out here in the streets. Y'all, some of y'all DJ envies. Okay? A lot of you probably some DJ envies. Low key, I was looking for a couple people's responses because I know you a DJ envy. You need to hush. Hush. A lot of dudes, what it seemed like, and women, were upset that this conversation was coming out because now somebody has space to maybe hold you accountable for your lack of. Okay? We can't talk about this topic. We can't let DJ Envy and his wife talk about this because then I'm going to have to talk about this. And if he getting dragged, then I'm going to have to be dragged because I too am a DJ Envy. And I'm not saying this as me. I'm speaking as if I'm that other guy who was out here feeling a way about the whole situation. Now, I haven't read the book. I haven't purchased it. It seemed like it's some good jewels in here. So I might get it on audiobook and listen to it. Maybe not. But I would like us to break free of the shackles of blaming the woman every time something negative or something tumultuous. I wouldn't even call it tumultuous. Just something less than ideal comes out. Because if the theory is every time something bad happens, it must be the wife's fault, that means in the same breath then, every time something good happens, it must be due to the wife because we can't have one level of influence and not the other. But the minute something positive happened, here y'all go. She wasn't shooting with me in the gym. Everybody think they Rick Ross. But then when something bad happened, it was her. She shouldn't have been in the gym. Make up y'all mind. And will the real DJ Envy stand up? Will the other DJ Envies reveal yourselves, okay? I'm going to need the other DJ Envies to say, speak now. Okay? You too can get help. What did y'all think about all of the topics that we missed while I was out on vacation? Mike Tyson whooping somebody. Shaq defending Shawnee. Meg Thee Stallion finally doing her Gayle King interview. DJ Envy and his wife. Let me know. Hit me up on social media with your thoughts about any and or all. Next, this one topic has a couple of different elements that I want to touch on. First, let me give y'all the overall summary of what we're about to talk about. So it's prom season. A lot of the kids now, it seemed like their prom dresses, they have like that mermaid style dress all over. It seemed like every young girl in high school in the country got the same mermaid style dress where the bottom of the dress in the train fans out around them and they're standing in the middle of a sea of prom dress train. Feathers, glitters, sequins, ostrich, alligator. It don't matter. It's fanned out around the girl with the dress on. Now, first, why the little boys, the prom dates are standing on the train of the dress? Who started this? Why? Them homemade prom dresses be expensive. It'd be some local designer in the hood or in this big city or somewhere that be doing all the girls' dresses. That's why they be looking the same. Those little stylists are expensive. Prom is a big deal. So why are these little boys standing on the trains of these dresses? Yes, I know it is a trend. Yes, I know I sound old saying this, but come on. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. Prom was a huge deal in Michigan. I'm talking about the entire city would come and watch us parade around in our dresses and our tuxedos and our pull up in our limousines and cars. And we would do that for an hour and a half before we would even went inside. The outside walk around in front of everybody in the city was a bigger deal than the actual prom. We looked more forward to that than anything. Let me tell y'all a story real quick before we continue on with this topic. I wanted to get my dress made for prom. I want to get my dress made. I didn't want to go to the store and buy a dress because I want to be different and unique. Most people in my city did that. We got a dress made. There were a couple people who were known for making dresses, but I went to this girl that I went to high school with, her cousin or aunt. I forget how they were related. She made a couple people's dresses. Now, I also went to another prom across the city and I bought a dress for that because that was a white school and it wasn't a big deal. Okay. I went to Flint Central High School. Prom, you had to set out. It's a big deal. I had to be looking right. I picked yellow. Y'all know because I got the cognac skin. So yellow would look good on my cognac skin. That was back when I was outside all the time cheerleading camp. So I was golden brown. Okay, your girl was cognac. Anyway, I put the request in, got the measurements done for my dress months in advance. Gave the fabric months in advance. Prom rolling around. It's a week before prom. I still don't have a dress. It's a couple days before prom. I still don't have a dress. I finally get the call. I'm blowing this lady up, checking in. What's going on with my dress? The day before prom, she finally reaches out, says, come over and try your dress on. Y'all, when I tell y'all that dress looked like a sack of potatoes, it looked like I stepped into a yellow chiffon bag that was previously used for potatoes. I'm talking about a mess. It's the night before prom. I'm panicking. I'm telling the lady, you got to take this dress all the way in. This don't look like the design I showed you. I had pictures, references. I paid all this money. This is not the dress that I ordered. So she did. She took the notes and said the dress will be ready the next day. Y'all, the next day was prom day. So I'm freaking out. The next morning, I have to get my hair done. I got to get my nails done. Got to pick up the prom tickets, do all of this stuff. I'm talking about racing the clock. And again, reminder, this in Flint, Michigan, the entire city of Flint comes and watches you go to prom. So I've got to kill it. It was so bad. I told my mama and my daddy about it. They even gave me money to go look for a dress at the last minute so that I didn't have to wear that one. I was between getting my hair done, getting my nails done, getting ready, makeup. I also went to a couple dress stores to see if I could find a last minute dress in the color yellow to wear. Nightmare. Did not find one. I finally go pick up the dress. The dress still is a mess. I'm talking about, y'all. I called my date, who was my high school boyfriend at the time. I was like, we can't go. We can go, but we can't walk around. And again, one more time. Prom in Flint is the biggest event of the year. And he went to a white school, so I went to a city school. So he was looking forward to all year going to my prom. I told him what happened. He was like, we walking around. I was like, what? He was like, we walking around. We not missing this prom. Oh, y'all, and talk up embarrassed. So then this was back in the day when Durango's, the show, the truck SUV came out. We went to Detroit, found this company that had stretch Durangos. Find out that the stretch Durango was double booked. Somebody at another prom across town had our stretch Durango. So they sent a stretch Navigator, which ended up being way nicer. Pulled up to the prom in the stretch Navigator. I hop out looking like hopscotch, looking like sack potato, field day, blue ribbon. Y'all, I was in shambles. I made it through, but only by the grace of God. I tell all of that story to say people be getting their dress made and they be looking a certain way. But at some point, the trend has been for these little boys to be stepping on the train of the dress. Okay, that's first part. I know I took the long way to get there, but I just had to tell that story. And it sparked my thought process. Now, the next part of this was there was a young lady who was wearing purple. I think she was in the state of Tennessee. She was a senior in high school. She had a little boyfriend she went to prom with. They were posing on social media and pictures with all the guns they had in the neighborhood. It looked like they had a machine gun, a Glock, handgun, 45, pistol. They had the biggest guns, y'all. They had the biggest guns I've ever seen in these pictures. One looked like a damn Tommy gun. I'm like, yo, what move is this? Goodfellas? Like, I'm talking about all the weaponry, posing with these guns. Goes viral. Maybe a couple days later, rumors started circulating and posts started being blast saying that the girl who was a straight A student has now been suspended from her high school, cannot graduate, had a full ride scholarship to TSU, is not receiving the scholarship, and now her life is ruined. I even saw a response from somebody talking about the white man keeping this down. I don't know what that got to do with the white man. Now, the girl's cousin or family member of some extent came out a couple days after that and said that was a lie. The person who posted that isn't even related to the family. We need to stop spreading rumors. That did not happen. So if that's the case, kudos to the young girl for actually not losing her scholarship and her opportunity. But let me say this. I want all of us to accept the fact that we live in a time where the internet is real. I feel like if you are over the age of 35, you still are kind of questioning that, because we grew up before internet, but we were alive when the internet got popping. So we were right at that cusp, right? We saw the before and after. If you were a late elder millennial, or what I like to refer to, I use the term zennial, we saw all of the transition. We were the first kids to have a computer in the house, but right before we did not have a computer in the house. So for us, social media is still, while we used to it, some of us still hadn't accepted the fact that a lot of people look at this for jobs, schools, applications. This is frozen in time. But when you were in high school and you are 18, 17, 19 years old, you should know by now that everything you put on the internet stays on the internet and people look at your internet activity. So let's say the little girl did lose her scholarship. When I saw that, I wasn't surprised. A lot of people were saying it depending on the state, the gun laws, it should depend on where they are. Yes, it should. But let me say this. When it comes to college and admissions, other students besides you are attending that school. People are paying big money to send their kids to college where they are no longer under their supervision, the parent supervision. They are being held responsible and accountable for their own actions. They are an adult out in this world on their own for the first time. So if I'm paying $30,000 a year for my son or daughter to go to school and get a good education and stay out of trouble and come back a better human being than they left me, I don't necessarily want to pay that much. And their classmate has the biggest guns I've ever seen and carries them around as if it's normal, especially in the school shooter era. Not to say that little girl and that little boy who posed with the guns are school shooters, because I don't think that's the case. And they were people of color. Y'all know we don't really be shooting up no schools like that. But I say that to say I'm not surprised. And if it wouldn't have been, if I would have saw that and my daughter or son would be going to college with this person, I would have something to say. I don't feel comfortable. So I want us, and if you're a Black News listener and you have younger siblings, if you have young children, these jobs, these schools, this internet is permanent. It's real. And people can find all this information online. So if you out here busting guns on the internet, somebody gonna see it. And in this case, somebody did. Now again, reiterating that girl, it seemed like she did not lose her scholarship, thank goodness. But I think this situation gonna make people think twice about it. What did y'all think about it when y'all saw the picture? Were y'all shocked or appalled? Were y'all like, yeah, where is this, Florida? Like I first was like, well, they must be in Florida. Y'all know Florida be doing the most. But it wasn't. It seemed like it was in Tennessee. But what did y'all think when y'all saw the story? Were y'all supportive of what we thought was a suspension? Were y'all like, oh, cut the girl some slack, she's a kid? Were y'all like, compared to other students? Somebody, like I said, even said the white man keeping us down. I don't know what it had to do with a white man, but hey, whatever. Let me know, though, what you thought about the situation. Hit me up on social media at Cornelia with your thoughts. Let's get into honorable mention. Like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and like you heard last week on the podcast, I'm going to be spotlighting Black-owned businesses, small, large, in town, out of town, friend, family, you name it. I want to spotlight and highlight your Black-owned business. So let me know if you have a business or if your friends and family have a business that you'd like to be spotlighted, and I will make sure to tag them on and add them to an upcoming episode of Black News. I believe there was some in my inbox that I left off with before I left and during, but I need to go through that because your girl, I've been phoning it in. I'm getting back from vacation. Okay, I'm still in vacation mode. So I'm going to check, but I do need to bank more. So send them to me. I want to hear from you, Black-owned businesses your girl wants to support. Also, not in the same vein, but talking about Blackness, but that's what the podcast is about. I have been hearing the chatter and seeing on social media, and it has been made official that The Best Man has a television show that will be coming to Peacock. And when I say The Best Man, I'm talking about, y'all know I'm talking about Best Man, Tate Diggs, Sanaa Lathan, all of them, Regina Hall, Morris Chestnut. There will be a series coming to Peacock. Not sure when, but we excited. The original cast will be returning, minus Monica Calhoun, I believe that's her name, the one who passed away in the last Best Man holiday. Spoiler alert, if you still ain't seen it, it came out years ago. Monica died. They didn't gave her the cancer, okay? But they coming back full episode. They even got Terrence Howard up in that thing. So y'all already know it's going to be a good time. You know I'm going to watch. I don't know how I ain't got Peacock and ain't none of y'all gave me the login. And I am not buying another streaming platform. But I'm going to borrow somebody's and I'm going to tune in because this seems like it's going to be a good old time. There were also some new cast additions because as y'all know, you got to, if it's a full season run, you got to cast up. It's going to be storyline for days. I saw that Nicole Ari Parker going to make a guest appearance, some other people. So I'm going to be locked the F in. With that said too, on another note, y'all, is The Best Man toxic? Who was wrong in that situation? The whole thing was, y'all remember, I'm talking about The Best Man Part 1, 2. Was Taye Diggs' character wrong for sleeping with Mia? Was Lance was he wrong for getting upset that Taye Diggs' character slept with Mia? Was Taye Diggs wrong for proposing to Robin after he tried to have sex with Nia Long's character? He proposed to her at the wedding. The wedding he almost ruined because he wrote a book about the couple that was getting married when the couple was his best friends that he happened to have had sex with the girl. Ooh, the drama. I don't know how they're going to continue on, but I'm going to be tuned in like I said. Are you excited as I am about The Best Man coming to Peacock? Hit me up. Let me know ASAP. Let me know your thoughts about it. That's it for this week's episode of Black News, y'all. Thanks again. Thank you. And thank you again so much for sticking with us, supporting the podcast, liking and subscribing on all apps where podcasts can be heard, rating 5 stars, and leaving a comment. It helps more than you know, so I really, really appreciate it. And keep sharing Black News with all of your friends and family. Be sure to hit me up on social media if you got ideas for topics. Or just hit me up in general to let me know you've been listening. Let me know your thoughts. I'm at Cornelia on all platforms across the board. That's at Cornelia, like Kenny and Ophelia. Also check my website. I got some shows coming up in Los Angeles County. Hopefully get on the road soon. But for now, if you're in the LA area, hit me up. Check Cornelia.com for show dates and details. And as always, thanks again so much, guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Keep supporting, keep growing, keep building, keep staying safe, and keep staying healthy. As always, again, I'll see you back here next time, same place. Bye.